Hello, peeps. Okay, I'm trying to make recap time. I don't know how this will turn out yet, but let's say today was basically the most sunny day of the year so far. Even random strangers on the street would address this issue. I had such a great meeting with book supporters again. Um, and I'm so thankful for these people because we had like really good personal conversations and what the arts also mean to us in order to feel heard and to um, get the connections, find our tribe. So this combination of sun and good people actually gave me energy to do something that I wanted to do for quite a while. And I know this is like hotly debated and difficult, but maybe I can give a shout out to my, let's say, YouTuber colleague, if I can call it like that, Atomic Shrimp, who always um, inspires me to think outside the box. Like, let's say I don't know this guy in person, but he does a lot of like food challenges, like how much you can still buy today for £1 British in particular supermarkets in order to turn that into like interesting food that is actually filling. I realize, like with £1 British in Iceland, I wouldn't get that far, even though, especially when I first came here, I saw plenty of stuff in British clothing sizes, and I spent way too much money for stuff that didn't really fit me because I didn't have a gut feeling or also the mathematics to convert uh, a currency. But let's say I tried to go into one of the cheaper supermarkets today with 1,000 kroners. Um, at the moment, I can't dig into my purse to show you what a 500 kroners and 1,000 kroners bill looks like because I'm holding the camera with one hand and I will dig up the food in a while. And of course, me and mathematics have never been best friends. So I ended up with a bill of 1,154 kroners, but we'll take that into account, like we make it count. Um, because it was such a nice walk home, and like, okay, some random stranger wanted to tie my shoes because like the way I walk, my shoelaces are always opening up, and that can be dangerous, and normally I don't want to necessarily talk to people, and I think people also need to give me my own responsibility for my own shoes. But let's say today was such a nice day where the people were calm and still chatty. So if that makes sense. So actually, I had the patience to let someone tie my shoes, and I think I have found interesting food. Like, let's say I didn't have any particular criteria because I think I've mentioned that I only have some like minor food intolerances where I don't eat particular foods when I have to walk a lot or when I have to meet lots of people the next day. But let's say I know some people who have like who go into anaphylaxis or also have kind of let's say this like computer says no when the food has a certain consistency. So I also had the conversation with someone, another the other day that like many autistic people don't have so much money on their hands, and food banks and all other social services should actually seek the conversation with people if people can't eat particular things. And I think I'm kind of lucky with what I can eat, and I'm making the most of what I can eat. And I have established the word novelist soup for my noodles with canned beans. Okay, let's have a fashion show. I'm not advertising the store, but these are like what do you call these? Corn cakes. Corn blah. Okay, anyway, it's a little bit of a bread replacement. 158 kroner in the reduced basket. Some sort of melon for 99 kroner that see thus the sense means last chance. And yes, this melon doesn't look very like pretty, but food doesn't have to be pretty for me, and I will cut it apart right away. Good melon, good melon. Okay, holding this camera without a tripod, not necessarily a good idea. But for the experimental purpose, that's okay. This is breakfast for tomorrow, like a chocolate horn that is even written on in German, filled with basically Nutella. Okay, 5 fruits for 250 kroner. I think this is the biggest deal because I like pears, and pears are actually good against my sensory overload, and this is what I've always known. Like, not always, but like from the moment I started like monitoring my sensory overload, I've figured out that there are particular fruit that diminish the overload. I've never found out why, but like I still remember when I was at a disability advocacy event and someone asked me, do you have any adaptations, anything that we need to give you so you can host a class? And it was really nice to ask because, let's say, usually in the big picture, I was not thrilled about those people's organization skills and ways of communicating. But okay, all I said was grapes. And then they gave me a lot of grapes. And then I missed lunch because I was busy eating all those grapes. But that also meant I could avoid all those 200 people in this echoing room, and then I had energy with the grapes to actually host a poetry writing class. So these babies, these pears, are coming with me to dance practice tomorrow. Yes, I am in a dance theater that is about autistic stimming. Then we have Houston, we have a problem. We have like frozen milk. And I know that milk doesn't come back to the original consistency, but I still have the hopes that I can use this as a coffee creamer. 138 kroner off the budget, and the word für, I don't know why they call the milk für milk, but mikið für is like much action, or like when, let's say for example, like children are very happy, or like adults are also like in action, like you would say it's mikið für in the mall or in the kindergarten or something like that. Point made. I'm only buying what I would use the next 1 or 2 days. I've often been admonished to do that. And let's say frozen whipped cream or frozen heavy cream is actually like has a consistency sort of like mascarpone. So I have spread this on a bread before, and I have eaten this raw, and I have like bought kilos and kilos of frozen whipped cream. And in the winter I also understood to some extent why it was frozen, because it may have been positioned outside when it was minus 10 degrees. But in the summer, I don't know why they freeze the stuff. What I, from my experience, totally discourage people from buying frozen when it's about to spoil is fish. Um, well, because when I had that, let's say I could go to the toilet with a book, with a very big book of the type Gone with the Wind. So, and here I have what probably cost the extra 150 kronas green pesto, but I think I can use that for a while, because like in my challenge of using like 1,000 kronas maximum per day, and this is the absolute maximum and has to contain all the trips to all the creative meetings and so on. uh, I still can use stuff that I still have in my cabinet, and I do have pasta, and I did not find the canned goods in this store. And I'm not blaming anyone for me not finding those cans, uh, but let's say principally, I don't know yet how to word this. Um, let's say people on the bus today complained very much aloud about the system changes, so I told someone with a blink of an eye, be prepared for a walk. And I realized like too late that these people had a wheelchair. So let's say my sincere apologies if that was offensive. But what I mean, like for basically everyone who comes to Iceland, uh, we do have a lot of construction in Reykjavik right now. Um, and we do have a lot of like restructuring and stuff like that going on. So do your homework where you find what. And like when I'm watching like food challenge videos, where also like people try to cook for like $1 per day or something, um, I've noticed that some of these YouTubers succeed by in reducing the food expenses a lot by shopping in like ethnical stores, like the Mexican alley, or like I still have to kind of do the same thing with like go into the with 1,000 kronas to the Turkish store. Let's see what I find there. But first, I have to use up this stuff. So what I'm telling tourists here, if you can go with an open mind. Like I have read a newspaper article. Yeah, obviously one person's adventure made it to the newspaper because this person walked from the city center of Reykjavik to the airport that is 45 kilometers away or something. I mean, I also have encountered people who did that to save money, but point made, the person didn't find any public transport, and I don't believe this because this main provider of airport transfer buses says these buses leave and come in connection with every arriving and departing flight. So use Google, ask people who live here. Otherwise, you might have to end up walking a lot. And I know from my sore experience that not everyone can do that. And if I want canned food, I just have to go to the other store where I know where the canned food is. And I wish you a happy weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.